Good Tuesday afternoon, Southern California. I hope you're having a great day so far. I'll tell you what, things are about to turn a lot busier here in the weather department over the next hour to hour and a half. So before that happens, I want to make sure we get you caught up to speed with your full and main weather forecast for today and beyond, because there are some big weather changes coming later this week that I want you to know about. First of all, with thunderstorms expected this afternoon, here's a look at some of the threats we're talking about. In the medium category, winds 60 plus miles per hour or greater there in the strongest storms. We had a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings yesterday that met that criteria of wind gusts up to 60, so I think that's on the table again today. Some quarter-size hail is possible in the strongest storms, and then isolated flash flooding has been bumped up into the medium category. Storms may train over the San Diego County mountains with a very weak southerly flow, not a lot of wind. That gives those storms the potential to kind of sit over the same area. And then blowing dust with any storms that develop in Imperial County is at a high risk. We saw that yesterday. So what is going on? Let's check out the weather setup. You'll notice the ridge of high pressure. This is our monsoonal ridge, which is sitting over the Four Corners region, has turned our flow out of the south today. That continues to pump in warm and moist air and give us the potential for thunderstorms. It's also quite hot. But look way off the coast here in the Pacific Ocean, and you can see there's an area of low pressure that's developing right now, and it's actually going to head our way in the next couple of days. I'll show you what it does to our forecast in just a moment. But focusing in on today and this afternoon, here's a look at the satellite and radar over the past couple of hours. One thing I want you to pay attention to is the extensive mid and upper level cloud cover across Imperial County. That could be an inhibiting factor for thunderstorms today, because when we get a lot of clouds like that, what ends up happening is it kind of steals the energy needed for thunderstorms to develop. So that's one thing to keep an eye on. Notice where it's mostly sunny over the San Diego County mountains, and that's probably where we're going to run into some problem spots today. Here's a look at radar right now as we zoom in even closer for you. Notice we're dry for San Diego County and Imperial County. One special weather statement up there in Riverside County, west of Indio. The storm looks like it's weakening, but I also wanted to show you a storm report from yesterday. This one was in western Imperial County. The time was at about 6:26. This storm report was recorded. 55 mile per hour wind gusts at a Mesonet station near Fish Creek Mountains. So that does go to show you that indeed those storms produce some very gusty winds just at or below severe criteria. And I think we're at play for a similar scenario this afternoon, again, especially over the San Diego County mountains. The Weather Prediction Center does put out these flood products, and it's a risk level that goes 1 through 4. Most of Southern California for this afternoon is highlighted in the risk level 1 out of 4. That is a marginal or a low-end threat for some flash flooding. I do think we could, again, run into some pockets where if storms happen to train over the same area, some minor flooding could occur. So another hazard on the table that we're watching. Temperatures right now on this Tuesday afternoon are warm. It's muggy as you step outside. 85 in Escondido, 83 right now in La Mesa. We're at 80 in San Diego. Warming up in the mountains, 82 in Julian, 86 in Pine Valley. Convective temperatures here, 97 in Borrego Springs, and then it is hot in Imperial County, not as hot as it could be because of that extensive high cloud cover, so 97 in Brawley, 99 right now in Salton City. This is an important part of the forecast I want you to pay close attention to as we go through Futurecast and run through time. So it is 12:20 now. This is about an hour now. Notice we're still dry in San Diego and Imperial County. Maybe a little shower here and there, Pine Valley up to Julian, but it's not until we get to 2 to 3 to 4 p.m. that thunderstorms really start to erupt across the spine of the San Diego County mountains. And remember, we have a weak southerly flow, so these storms aren't going to be moving very fast. When it starts to rain over your location, it'll probably rain for quite a while. By 5 o'clock, we have strong to severe thunderstorms from Julian to Borrego Springs. Look who's still dry, though. Imperial County, I think as we get closer to dinner time, 7, 8 p.m., a couple of these showers could develop out in Imperial County. But remember, we're losing daytime heating. We also have extensive high-level cloud cover, so the real threat of severe your weather today in Imperial County is pretty low. Overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, you'll notice the marine layer, right? This is a sign of things to change. Rolls onshore. It spreads inland up to about the 15 corridor. So tomorrow morning in La Mesa, you're waking up to the marine layer. That similar scenario will play out again into the middle of the afternoon on Wednesday before we get some afternoon sunshine. So what's going on? Why the big weather change all of a sudden from this hot, humid, stormy weather to cooler weather? Well, the ridge of high pressure, that monsoonal ridge, is going to shift to the east here by tomorrow afternoon. So it'll be over Texas down through Oklahoma. They're going to feel the big heat. And then look at our trough of low pressure off the coast of California. It gets closer to us by Thursday. It makes its closest approach. You can see that big dip in the jet stream. So that brings in, number one, some gusty winds, but also some much cooler temperatures. Let's show it to you on the extended forecast for our coastline. 79 for us on Wednesday. We wake up with the clouds. I think Thursday we're mostly cloudy, socked in underneath that marine layer. Friday partly to mostly cloudy. Saturday not the best beach day. We may not see any clearing at all. And then early next week we get our sunshine back. Shallow marine layer, temperatures upper 70s to low 80s. In the valleys, you'll notice temperatures again warm tomorrow, 87 degrees, and then low pressure swings by Thursday into Friday. So even you will be dealing with that onshore flow, the marine layer present. Even a little drizzle is not out of the question Thursday and Friday morning with that deep marine layer at play. In the mountains tomorrow, we'll have one more shot at a pop-up shower. It's not going to be anything like we're expecting this afternoon, but temperatures really cool down with that low pressure system passing by. How about 77 on Friday? Friday night, overnight lows dip into the 50s, upper 70s for Saturday, and then a little warming trend heading into the weekend. By Monday, we're back in the lower 80s. For the deserts and Imperial County, there is a slight chance of a shower again tomorrow afternoon. We're completely dry Thursday, Friday, heading into the weekend. Temperatures cooler there too. It'll feel nice, a big change. 106 Friday, 104 Saturday, and then we warm up a little again by Monday and Tuesday with